2 weeks ago, her sister got married. My wife's sister is getting married. And before the wedding, my wife let me know she slept with the best man. Yeah, I've been married for 3 years. Was talking to my wife an additional 2 years before that. So we've been in a relationship for 5 years.
Oh, all right, my friends. Welcome to another session with the older man. Today we're going to talk about what happens when your wife has had an affair, cheated, stepped out, talking to someone else, etc. What do you do as a man? You're in it. You're already in. What do you do? You know, this has been a common question from quite a few men who have called in to talk to me, who found out that their wife has been cheating or has cheated, and she wants you to forgive her. What do you do? So that's the subject we're going to talk about today, my friends. I found this gentleman on Facebook, relationships for 5 years. His name is, I don't know if this came from his channel or not, because he doesn't look like a Saja Mahal. I think this was shared on this channel, so I do not know where the original video came from. So, my friends, subscribe, please. Book a session if you're having any problems in your relationship, in your marriage. Cannot find a man, cannot find a woman. If you're struggling with relationships, I'm here to give you my best life experience advice, just from an older man and a guy with a little bit of critical thinking knowledge. All right? So let's hear what this gentleman have to say. I will try not to interrupt too much, but there are certain things I need to add to the story. Okay?
2 weeks ago, her sister got married. And with that being her sister, of course, my wife was a part of the wedding party. Now, 2 weeks leading up until the wedding, my wife was very involved with helping her sister get ready, which is expected. That's your sister. You want to make sure her day goes right. So she had been spending a lot of time with her. Now, 3 days before the wedding, Wednesday through Friday, my wife took off from work. She was already off on the weekend. The wedding's on Saturday. So she took off from work Wednesday to Friday, those 3 days, and stayed at her sister's. Stayed at her sister's the whole time. I didn't see her. I ain't seen her since Tuesday. So, Saturday come, the day of the wedding, I decide I'm going to go over, surprise my wife. I ain't seen her in days. I ain't seen her since Tuesday. I want to see her. I want to greet her. I'm going to go over there and surprise her before the wedding. I get over there. My wife sees me through the window. I see her. She told her brother to come out and speak to me. Now, I thought that was a little weird, but her brother said, hey. I said, hey. He said, hey, she'll be out to greet you. Don't come in. Now, I thought it was a little weird, but cool. I just want to see my wife.
Well, if at any point my wife tells another person to go outside and greet me, and my wife don't want to come out and greet me, and then tell me don't go in, that's highly suspicious. Just saying. But you know what? Let him go on.
So she comes out to the car, greets me with a kiss. I'm thinking we finna catch her and have a good time. She tell me I shouldn't be there. Okay. Then she also says, hey, if you still coming, you might hear some things about me and the best man. I want you to know, about 4 years ago, we had something going on. Now, I'm stunned to speak. It's just all hit me at once. She said, I know you can kind of be jealous. So beforehand, and before you hear from anybody, I want to go ahead and tell you that something happened there, but it's nothing no more. But I did want you to know that. Still too stunned to speak, I ain't say nothing. She got out, left. I went to go get some lunch, because it's still early. It's still before the reception and everything. So, I went out to eat, and I thought about it 4 years ago. Maybe she slipped up. Because like I said, we've been together for 5 years. So I was like, maybe she slipped up with the timeline. She didn't mean 4 years ago. A lot of stuff going on. So I ain't want to think about it too deep. 4 years ago, she was acting kind of weird. Hiding the phone, doing things she don't usually do. And she went on 2 camping trips with coworkers. She went on 2 camping trips with coworkers. But I try not to let this eat me up, because I can't admit, I am a jealous person. And I don't want to ruin the reception. I don't want to ruin the wedding, so I don't feed too deeply into it. Nah, I show up.
You know, when men are jealous, it's usually a reason why he's jealous. Women call it possessive. It doesn't matter. The problem is, women always think, oh, they got sixth sense. Men have it as well. And really, there's no such thing as sixth sense. It's just that we know when something is off with the energy of the woman. It's not sixth sense. There's nothing magical about it. It's just that human beings are pattern recognizing creatures. We understand patterns. And if your wife is usually walking in this pattern, and then one day she's walking with this pattern, she don't have to say anything. You know instinctively that something is off because your brain is used to seeing her walking in this pattern. I hope that makes sense. So all this is the man is recognizing that something is off with a woman he's known for over half a decade. Something is off, even though he can't put his finger on it because he has no proof. Something is off. Pattern recognition. Most of this is subconscious. We don't even know it consciously.
Wedding goes fine. I'm scanning through the people to see the best man. I'm just trying to see what was going on. My wife comes to me after the pictures and everything. It takes a while, but they take pictures and everything. And she lets me know that they got to dance, her and the best man. And I said, why you can't dance with the guy you was paired up with? Apparently, the maid of honor and the guy she's paired up with are married. So they would like to dance together. So she's going to dance with the best man. Now, try not to let that affect me, especially after the news that I got. So I try to be okay with it. The best man comes over and greets me. I don't tell him to F off like I want to. I just shake his hand. Nice to meet you. Takes my wife. They go dance. Nah, I didn't watch them take my wife away. I probably couldn't handle that.
This isn't between you and the best man. There's no beef between you two. This is between you and your wife. Be cordial, chill, and just move on. You don't have to make a scene. So he did the right thing there. You don't have to skin up in his face. You don't have to invite him over for lunch. No, just be cordial, but understand that this man overstepped his boundaries.
And I also can admit I get angry when I drink. So I didn't even drink either. I ain't watched them walk away. And I didn't have me anything to drink. Because I know I had to control myself. So they dance. They come back. And I guess my greeting that I gave him was a little too cordial. Because that didn't veer him off like I thought. He sat down and started having a conversation with my wife. And they kicking it up, cackling like the best of friends. Like they got so much to catch up on. So, after a few minutes of them talking, I get up, go to the bathroom, I leave. I come back, he's gone. My wife said that was mighty rude of me. I ain't have to get up and leave like that. She's ready to go. I done ruined her evening. She said she's gonna go change, and when she comes back, we can leave. Now I told her, hey, don't let me ruin it for you. I guess by the look on my face, I look bad, but I haven't done anything. I said, look, I'm down to stay here and have a good time. You don't have to leave because of me. And then she said, no, I want to leave. So she goes to the bathroom, changes her clothes, come back, talk to me. I say, listen, you can stay. And if you think I'm rendering you from having a good time, I can leave. Or, yeah, I drove myself. I can leave. Or we can leave together if that's what you would feel. Or I can stay if help you out would stay. So we agreed to stay. She goes off to talk to more of the guests, have fun.
You imagine that if the roles were reversed and this woman was introduced to the woman that he basically had something with 4 years ago, you think she would be calm? You're the bitch. Fuck my man. You're the man. You've been effing my man. You've been effing my man. You effed my man. Now you're going to come and smile up in my face? You know that's exactly what would have happened. This guy kept his cool. There would have been a cat fight there if he had introduced another woman that came in between them when they were in the middle of a relationship. That would have been a nightmare. Kudos to your brother. Staying stoic, keeping your calm.
I sit down and I talk to her brother for a little while. But by the end of the night, I'm talking to her grandma, and we done talk majority of the night. Now, me and my wife both leave at the same time. I get home before she do. But when she come in the door, I'm sitting on the couch because I'm ready to talk. It's talking time. I ask her, hey, retell that story. She says, about 4 years ago, her and the best man had a little something going on. So I asked her, are you sure about the time frame? She says, yes, I'm sure. So I remind her that we have been together for 5 years. So with that being 4 years ago, we were a year well into our relationship. Now, I don't even know if I can elaborate this correctly because I did not expect for her to say what she said, but I will try. She said, with no remorse, no sadness, no guilt, no denying. She said, I know. So I asked her to explain. She said her and the best man used to work together and they were physically intimate. Now, there weren't any feelings involved and she had no intentions on leaving me. She just wanted to have some fun for a few weekends. Now, I don't think I took it the way she thought I would. Because that started an argument. Yeah, it started an argument. We went back and forth for a while. And she said that was before we were married. We are married now. We love each other. We have a good life and I should just let it go. I am acting childish. 2 things.
Yeah. This is the problem that we're currently having in the dating market. There is no respect for relationships anymore. None. We're not married. That means I could sleep with whoever I want. Yeah, we're committed, but we're not married. There's no ring on this finger. Women have this amazing capacity to reshift the narrative when it's in their favor. When it's not in their favor, oh, it's a nightmare. Imagine if he said that to her. We weren't married, but we were seeing each other for a year. But so what? Yeah, I fucked her. I did this. I did that. She would have a fit. She would have a fit. I have a client right now that I'm dealing with this stuff where the wife found out 7 years prior that her husband was cheating. They're fine now. But she found that out. And she can't get over it.
I feel like my actions are well justified. And even though we weren't married at the time, you still cheated on me because we were together at that time. And I don't feel like you saying I'm acting childish, you putting a label on how I'm feeling is good. That makes me feel like you're trying to belittle me and act superior towards me. So it has been 2 weeks since then. That happened 2 weeks ago. It's been 2 weeks. And I have not talked to her since. She's been getting me to try to talk to her. But I can't shake this feeling of hurt and betrayal. See, the thing is, she's not feeling guilty or hurt about it. And when I told her I needed time to think, she told me it was nothing to think about. It happened before we were married.
This is mind-blowing. Here's the thing, ladies. When you cheat on your man, it is the ultimate lack of disrespect. Because we know, ladies, that when you are finding a man to sleep with, it has to involve a hell of a lot of emotions. Men, on the other hand, he will stick his D in a hole with some lube on it. It means absolutely nothing to him. He's just trying to get rid of a load. Men produce sperm, builds up in him every day. He needs to release it. It does not come with the massive amount of emotion. But women, on the other hand, they have to find a man attractive. He has to be sexy. He has to be tall. He has to have enough money. He has to have all the charm. He has to trigger many more things on her in order for her to give it up to him. And that, my friend, is where the problem comes in, because the man knows that he is no longer the priority in the relationship. And the disrespect that she's currently showing when she introduced him to the man, when she did not open the door, when she did not run out to the car to see the husband that she hasn't seen in a while, she sends out a brother, shows a tremendous amount of disrespect. I suspect that man was in the house when he went to visit his sister. The best man was there at the house, and they were doing something. She had to get her brother to intervene to slow him down so that they could get proper, or this man can get out of the house through the back door. I suspect that that's what happened. There is no reason for her to go and slow him down when she saw him through the window. What reason would that be? He has nothing to do with the bride. It's not like, oh, it's bad luck to see the bride before the wedding. No, he had no involvement in the party. He was just here to see his wife that he missed.
So yeah, I still haven't talked to her in 2 weeks. Now, I think the realization finally hit her because she had a panic attack the other day. She got into the realization that, hold on, this might be something that can ruin my marriage. Our marriage might be over because of this. So she started crying. She started having a breakdown, and I ended up taking her to the hospital. Now, what happened after that was subscriptions of medication, new medication for her to take, and her family getting involved. We get home from the hospital. Of course, her family is there. I asked her what she wanted to do. She said she just wanted to talk to her mom for a minute. I said, okay, cool. I can get out of here. Because if she gonna talk to her mom, I don't want to be stuck sitting talking to her dad and her sister all day about what's going on and what's happening. So I exit the premises and give them time to talk. I ended up going to work and finishing up some stuff that I had going on. That way my job could be caught up. 2 hours into me working, she sent me a text and say, hey, come home, we need to talk. So I leave, get home, her dad is outside waiting. I walk up, shake his hand, he say, hey, can I talk to you for a moment? Now I'm already pretty mad. My blood is already boiling. And I don't want to sit here and talk to your dad and be the man that broke your daughter's heart and be the one, because I don't know what she done told him. So I don't want to be the one of getting all the hate. And the dad says, I'm sorry, which was beyond me. I did not expect that at all. The dad said, I'm sorry. It's really a reflection of how I raised her, me and her mom. We gave her mom instilled in her the values of marriage and how marriage was a different life rather than real life. Her mom always told her anything that happens before marriage doesn't count. And you don't have to be accountable for that. And I'm sorry that I even let that happen or go through like that. As a man, I can understand how you feel. And honestly, I wish I could have did better as a parent. Again, I did not expect any of this. Now, it sounds like he's throwing his wife under the bus, but at the same time, I just didn't expect this.
This, my friends, is another example of why you do not make a woman lead in a relationship. She will give the daughters the worst possible advice when it comes to relationships. You do not let a woman dictate what a man wants or likes in a relationship. That does not make sense. Her father should tell her, this is what men require. I am a man, I can tell you. It sounds like the mama was a hoe as well. Hate to say it like that, but there's only the only person that would give that sort of advice to their daughter is someone who don't really give a shit about a relationship. Not talking about marriage, I'm talking about a relationship. This is where a lot of you ladies are going wrong. You're messing up the relationship so bad that you're not even getting to the next stage, which is marriage. A relationship is simply a precursor for a man to see that you are qualified to be married to. Most women can't get over that because they've been conditioned to be hoes during relationships.
And then he tells me, no matter what I decide to do, if I stay with her or not, he still thinks highly of me as a man. Now, for that moment, I feel good. I felt good in that moment. I felt good, man. But I just didn't know the conversation that was ahead of me. So I walk in the house, talk to my wife. She's curled up. You can tell she been crying. She curled up, laying on her mama's lap. So her mom leaves, her dad leaves. Insert the following conversation. How many times, where, and what is the time frame? Now, I didn't bring anything up about when we was engaged, because I don't want to even have the thought of her cheating on me when she was engaged to me, when she was my fiance. But she goes over the dates again, and thankfully, it's a little bit earlier when she first said the year, so it wasn't when we were engaged. And she also went over how it really wasn't over a long period of time. So over the span of 3 days, it was 3 days. It was a bunch of times throughout those 3 days which really hurt, but it was only for those 3 days. So I then asked her, how many times have you seen him since then? And since the wedding, she said the last time she seen him was 3 years ago. So I can admit I'm not the most manly of men. So this next question kind of had me crying. Because I said, why wasn't I good enough? Why it had to be me?
3 years ago? So the last time was 3 years ago? That was when you were married. I don't get it. Dude, so she broke the covenant of marriage. So it wasn't only just when you weren't married, she did it when you were married. And I strongly suspect she did it a few weeks ago when she didn't let you in the house. Wake the hell up, dude. This woman has no respect for you, and she's still lying.
What could I have done? Why was I not enough for you? And honestly, I broke down crying, and it was her turn to hold me because I was the one breaking down. And throughout that time of her talking, trying to calm me down, I didn't hear nothing she was saying.
No, gentlemen, never break like that in front of the woman. Never, ever do that. You hold that shit in. You hold that in. You got to go as cold as ice in these situations. She's losing more respect for you here. At this point, you have no choice.
I was broken. I can't hear nothing but wailing with my screaming. So after she managed to calm me down, again, I ain't hear much of what she said, but I can't lie. Anything she would have said wouldn't have to make me feel better anyway. But she did calm me down. We went back to talking. And I let her know, I don't think I can ever recover from this. And she went, and she broke down again. But I was able to stop her from having a panic attack. That way we didn't have to go back to the hospital. She wanted to prove to me that ever since the marriage, nothing has happened. She would never cheat. She would never break her vows. She said, I would never cheat on you while married. And sarcastically, I said, thank you. It was a moment of weakness. I might should have did it, but I was like, thanks, I guess. Because what did that mean? You living in this fantasy world of marriage being above all else, so now that y'all married. Yeah. And she said, hopefully the happiness that we felt over the years is enough to foreshadow this. And over the years, you can see the woman I am now, who I am, and love me for that. But honestly, I would let her know, like, I don't know. Because a part of me, yeah, I want to forgive you and move on. But the other part of me does not think I can get over this. I told her it was crappy of her for her to introduce me to him. For her to go dance and smile and giggle in my face with him. For her to go behind my back on camping trips with him. In my face. That was disrespectful and hurtful to me. So I told her, look, I got some stuff I still need to handle at work. Let's cease all the conversations about this. I got too much on my plate, and I'm getting overwhelmed. Nah, that was yesterday. So I've been thinking, a part of me really does want to forgive her and move on. But another part of me just can't get over this. I don't know what to do.
Bottom line is, brother, you have no choice. Men don't get over these things, unfortunately. But worse, women don't either. There's only two reasons she would confess to you. Number one, too many people in the family or in her surroundings there and then saw how involved they were. And this is why I strongly suspect that something happened when he was away for those 3 days. That guy was hitting it, and everybody knew in that house. That's why she made sure that she made a beeline to him and warned him, you might hear some things about the best man. It's the only reason that she would bring it up, because of what he might hear. The second reason a woman will tell the man is because of guilt. Guilt usually rips through women, and they feel that because they have a strong enough hold on the man, that she won't lose him, so she confesses to clean or cleanse herself. And I will tell you this, ladies, we all understand that we have to stay in a delusional state, men. Men, we know that. We know that you're never as pure as you are. You will lie about your body count. You will lie about where you've been, what you've done sexually. You have to portray purity. It's part of your survival mechanism because you know that the man will work harder. He will respect you more. He will put more effort into you that based on your purity. No man's working hard for a hoe, but he'll work hard for a good woman. You know that what a man will give back to you and contribute to you depends on how well you lie to him. So it is in your best interest to shut the hell up and never ever talk about a moment of weakness that you went through. Just never tell the man. Make him live in that delusion. Now, I've brought this subject up before in previous videos, and the comment section, no, I need to know. I need to know the truth. I need to know the truth. Most men don't want to freaking know the truth. You all go on this high horse shit. You don't want to know the truth. Just like no woman want to know the truth. We all live in a delusional state. Every single one of us. Whether we've been lied to by our government, whether we've been lied to by advertising, movies, pastors, presidents, we live in a delusional world. We live in a delusional world. Nothing is real. It's only from whose perspective you're looking at it from. That's life. Why is it that the red pill is so popular now? It's because it's unmasking a lot of women. Why do you think that the marriage rates are so low right now? Why no one is committing to marriages? Why the birth rates are so low? Because feminism have done one very crucial thing. It has unmasked women's behavior. It has shown female behavior, brought it into the light. The red pill or channels like these are exposing you to female's nature, and we don't like it. And don't think that women have been any better in the past. It's just that they were very good at masking it because society punished them for being in that state. Society punished a woman for being a hoe. Today, you can walk around and say, yeah, I'm a hoe, I'm a bitch, I'm a this, I'm a this. Got songs on it, for Christ's sake. Jeez.
They gonna get their feelings hurt. You wanna make me jealous? Not gonna work. I'm a bad bitch. Where you going after this?
And now men are saying, well, that's how you're going to be. I don't want to pay for that. I'm not going to work hard for that. I'm not going to work hard for some woman that gives it up to another man. Why am I'm not special. There's nothing. What am I going to get out of it? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. But that's the reality of life. So, my brother, you have no choice but to leave this woman. You have no choice because she has shown the ultimate disrespect. The man that she's cheated with, she's actually bought him and thrown him in your face and say, hey, this is what it is. You can't do anything about it. So, with this level of disrespect, where she has gotten away with the worst possible thing that she could do, the only thing worse than this is having a child for that man and you are ultimately paying for it. That would be the ultimate insult.
You spent 5 years in prison for failing to pay child support for the defendant, Ms. Sears' son, Dylan.
That's right.
Mr. Manser, you are not
Oh, God.
his father.
5 years in prison.
You know who his father is.
Yes, I talked to him still.
She should be convicted of some crime.
I should not. I didn't.
That
Mr.
is
Manser,
fraud.
And the worst of all, paternity fraud. But she came as close as she could to it when she opened her legs to that other man while she was with you. That is why it's the ultimate act of disrespect. So if you accept that, she could do anything else to you, anything else, and get away with it. Because she knows she got away with the ultimate crime. That's why you have to let her go. Simple as that. Good luck, my brother. There's a lot of other women out there. Doesn't work out in the West. You got the East, you got Africa, you got all the nations that you can go to. You got Central America. But women like these don't deserve a man, I'm sorry. It's not something that you could just sweep under the rug and think that it's going to go away. Because you're going to constantly be thinking about who she's with. And if she's messing with some guy at the office, every day she goes to the office, what do you think is going to go through your mind? Every time she's at the office, every trip that she goes on, every single time she steps out of the house, you got to go through the stress of wondering if she's opening her legs to another man. You're going to go through every single episode where she's slightly suspicious. You really want to deal with that for the rest of your life? No, you don't. You don't deserve that. You deserve to be at peace. You take that peace, go build yourself, go build your money, get everything up and running, and you find another woman who's prepared to be faithful or worse, lie to you. All right. That's all I have for you today, my friends. Listen, subscribe, please. Turn on the notification bell and book a session if you have any questions. So until next time, remember, whenever in doubt, always, always ask an older man. I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.